In this video, we're going to be customizing this Acura Integra Type R. Let's get into it. My name is Nikolai, or Nick for short. I like to film and build cool cars in Forza Horizon 5. If you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon to stay up to date and see all the cool new things I do in Forza Horizon 5. We're going to customize cars, drive them like they're meant to, and a whole lot more fun stuff. Let's jump into the video. What's up, guys? So let's go and check out this Acura Integra Type R. It's a very cool car. We're going to customize it. We're going to drive it. We're going to have a whole lot of fun with it. So let's go and jump straight into the engine. And with this build, I want to kind of go for almost like a drag build. I want it to have a lot of power in a straight line. So that's what we're going to focus on. And that's really what we're going to make this thing do well. So let's first see what actually engines we can put on this car. So I want to hear all the engines and what we can do to it. So let's go and hear the stock engine. That turbo rally definitely sounds really cool, but we're gonna go ahead and leave the stock engine in this car, and then we can do aspiration. So we can do a single turbo supercharger or a centrifugal supercharger. So let's go ahead and toss a single turbo into the car. I think that's really gonna get us the most power here. So now let's go ahead and upgrade the engine. So we're going to toss the intake and do our everything we need to do to the engine, just fully upgrade this one. I want to just go all the way out with it. And then exhaust, let's go ahead and hear the different exhausts that we can put on the car, because each exhaust in Horizon 5 actually does sound different. So let's go ahead and listen to them. I'm definitely liking that race exhaust, so let's go ahead and toss that one on there. Camshaft, we can go ahead and upgrade that. Speed through all of this, because we know we just want the best ones on here. So it's definitely very interesting, because this thing is going to make a lot of power. I mean, we're already sitting at 500, and 500 in a very small car is a lot. So I think this thing is definitely going to hook. It's definitely going to have a lot of straight line speed, and we're going to see exactly how this car feels. So finishing off the engine mods, go ahead and do our flywheel. So let's see how much power we're making. So 613 horsepower on a stock engine with a big turbo. That's a pretty healthy amount for a car that weighs this much. So I think it's gonna be very fun. And now, in order to stop, obviously we need to go ahead and upgrade our brakes, because when you're making this much power, you want to brake. So it's very funny. And then yeah, we can even do our suspension. So let's go ahead and toss the race springs and dampers on there. We can also do our anti-roll bars and do that for front and rear. Let's go ahead and stiffen up the chassis. I don't want to be able to see the roll cage. I think it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of ugly, to be honest, especially with, a clean car like this. So let's go ahead and just do the sport chassis reinforcement. So we get the reinforcement, but we're not actually going to be able to see it. And then we'll do the race weight reduction. I really just want to go all out with this build, do everything crazy. And then we can even do our race clutch. Race transmission, which actually, let's see what we can do. Oh, wow. We can even adjust this, how many speeds we have in the transmission. So I'm thinking, I'm almost tempted to leave it with the race transmission instead of actually changing the speed, because I know it might be a little bit too much, but let's see. You know what? Yeah, let's just go for a race transmission, because we don't want to be spinning all day long if we had like a 10 speed, for example. That might just be a little bit too much. So let's go ahead and move on from there. Now we need to pick a wheel for the car. I'm thinking of honestly going fairly simple with it, but we definitely want to put let's see what tires we have. So yeah, let's go ahead for a drag tire, because that's exactly what we want to do here. Gonna go widest width in the front, leave it stock width in the rear. And then for the wheels, I'm thinking about going something pretty basic and do maybe just like an NK RPF 1, because I kind of want to keep that sleeper look to it. I don't want anything too wild on here. We could go for a wheel that looks like a really good drag wheel, or maybe even like this right here. You know what? I want to go with these right here. I like the way these gram lights look on the car. I think they definitely fit it very well. We could go a little bit larger. Okay, so it is a drag car. I know that. And I don't want to go too big, because obviously, we want to have a pretty fat tire in the front. Let's go just 1 inch bigger, just a 16s. I know it's a drag car. We're not going to want too big on here, but we're going to go with that. And then we can adjust our width to actually get that fitment in there. So, oh yeah, that looks so good. I love it. And in Horizon 4, I always felt like the fitment really didn't match. Like sometimes the rear was too sunk in, sometimes the front was too wide, and you could never match them. But now, like, look at this. It's pretty much perfect all around. It's not too much, not too little. I think it's just right. So that really concludes all of it. Let's go and see what we can do for aero though. We can toss that on there. Not really a fan of how that looks. And then I assume we just have like a Forza wing. Ooh, we can even go without a wing. Should we do that? Because that gives it more of like that sleeper look. But on the same time, I really like the Integra's Type R wing on here. Really looks good. Let's leave it. It's more stock. I like how that looks. So let's go and take the car for a drive and then see how it feels. And we're going to do some wheel gameplay as well. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting. So setting off in the Type R here, this thing, I love the yellow on this car. I'm not changing it. I think definitely the yellow on the Type R is so iconic. It looks so good that you can't get rid of it. So let's go and take this car over to the airstrip and then we'll see how it feels. But before we get over there, let's just see how it feels on the street. It's like half throttle. This thing has so much power for such a little car. And oh my gosh, this game is just beautiful. I mean, seriously, playground games have outdone themselves. This is such a beautiful game. It looks just like real life. I even wonder sometimes, like, I get so immersed into the game that I feel like I'm literally in real life, which is awesome. So I love this game. It's so much fun. But let's just take a listen to this car. I'm gonna stop talking and let you guys really hear it. So let's go ahead and launch this thing and see what we can do with it. Wow, this thing has so much get up and go. I'm almost debating if we should have tossed a different transmission into the car because it seems like it does actually need more gears. I'm always thinking we could go for like a 7 or 8 speed in this thing. I think we can all agree just how beautiful this car looks. I mean, it's a timeless design. I'm really excited to see what Acura does with their next Integra because I've heard of an Integra that's going to be coming out soon. There's some rumors. This car it's so much fun. It has so much grip. So I think really Forza, for the new tires in this game, they really adjusted them and made them feel a lot more, I guess you could say, different because, in the older Horizons, you would upgrade the tires and they wouldn't feel much different than the stock ones. It'd be kind of like, what's the point of upgrading them if they don't actually give you much more grip? But in this game, the difference between a rally tire, a drift tire, a stock tire, a semi-slick, etc., just all the tires in this game that you can put on there, they really make the car handle differently and feel differently, which I think is just awesome. So it looks like we're maxing out at about 190 with this car, so I think we're going to have to adjust our gear ratio just to make it a little bit better. And let's try and go for more speed. So I'm just going to adjust my final drive here. I think we can definitely hit a little bit of a higher speed with that setup, so let's go and try this out. Oh yeah, look at that. Already, oh yeah. Oh, think about it. This is a little Integra Type R and it's beating 200 miles per hour. That is insane. Like, I don't know. It's just so fun how really you can upgrade these cars and make them just a beast. And like, this thing is just a little pocket rocket. It is so fast. It is so small. I love it. And now that it's raining, you can see these drift tires don't get the same amount of grip. It's very interesting. The physics in this game really have changed and improved so much. I mean, it feels like real life to me, which is crazy. So this is my first time actually over here on the drag strip. So it's very interesting. So first car out here is the Integra Type R with the drag tires and the whole drag build. So I think it's very cool. And this is just so beautiful. Check this out. I mean, the way the water and everything just reflects in the ray tracing, I think it's so beautiful. And let's go ahead and launch this thing. So if you don't know, you can actually do launch control in Horizon 5 now. So really the simple answer to how to do it is simply just to put your foot on the brake and then on the gas at the same time. So it is wet, so it probably will spin a little bit, but let's go ahead and try this. So on the brake, give it gas, there's launch control, and then go, let off the brake, take off. And it does spin, but at the same time it is going. And check this out, this is pretty crazy. This thing just has so much power. It's a little pocket rocket, I'm telling you. I mean, by the end of this trip, can we hit 200? Let's see. I think we can. Let's see. Come on. Okay, 185. That's close enough, though. This is just so much fun. I love it. And straight into a tree. But yeah, let's go ahead and switch over to the wheel gameplay, and I'll show you guys just how fun this thing can be with a wheel, and then we'll go from there. Enjoy, guys. So there you have it. That was the Integra Type R. It's a very beautiful car, and I had a whole lot of fun modifying it, customizing it, and driving it. But for now, if you enjoyed the video and want to see many more just like it, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.